Welcome to the newest edition of the Coastal Magic Concast podcast. Each edition is a compilation of the 5 daily features from my book blog, wrapped up into one fantastic author chat. You're seeing the video of this conversation during our 2022 virtual convention, and the audio version will magically become a podcast sometime in the future. Melonie Johnson is new to Coastal Magic this year, and I am thrilled to have her here for this chat. And I'm so happy that she's going to be with us for other panels and chats and conversations during the weekend. From Melonie's official bio, USA Today bestselling author Melonie Johnson, aka The Writing Lush, enjoys cheap wine and expensive beer. Declared a fizzy, engrossing new voice by Entertainment Weekly, she spends her days in a Star Wars office dreaming up meet cutes. She lives in Chicagoland with her husband, her 2 redheaded daughters, and 1 very large dog. So that's a nice little family unit you've got going on there. The very large dog I have seen pictures of.
I'll have to post some pictures of Miss Franny girl. Yes, she is a Louisiana Catahoula. When we adopted her, she's a shelter dog. When we adopted her, she was like pushing 120 pounds. She was, she needed to kind of, so we put her on the green bean diet, and now she's under 100.
Wow, that's hilarious. I don't think I've heard of a green bean diet. I don't have a dog though, so these are things that I don't know.
Yeah, it worked out really well. It's something another dog owner mentioned to us, where replace one of her cups of food with green beans and a can of green beans instead, and so she gets the bulk without and it worked. And it's funny because I buy tons of green beans at once, like all the time, and I'm sure people are like, what is wrong with this woman? Store buying it one day, and there's a man there, and he's like, I can't find the green beans, and I'm like, they're down here, and I had like a whole case of them, and he's like,
oh my gosh,
he's like, I need them for my dog. I'm like, you too? So apparently it's a thing where people, yes, you can get the green
apparently
beans.
It is a thing. Well, hello Melonie. We started straight into the dog talk. We skipped all the intros. I'm so happy to see you. I'm sorry that we are not by the beach. I promised you a beach and I'm giving you a computer box. That is not fair.
I know. And speaking of my dog, I was walking her this morning, and I'm in Chicagoland, and so it was the kind of air that is so cold it hurts your face. That was the air today.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, I could have been in Daytona. Oh well.
Yeah. Next year we will be by a beach. Yeah, this native Floridian would not be able to handle that. No.
Yeah, we had like ice rain, and then there was something called it like a snow squall we had the other night.
Good Lord. Holy moly. Yeah, no. There will be none of that. We've had some pretty good luck when it comes to Coastal Magics. I mean, we're doing it at the end of February, so technically it is still wintertime. But we've had some that have been a little bit rainy and cold, and so not great temperatures, but no snow or sleet or any of that. And we've had some really, really nice weekends where it's been definite springtime and not wintertime. So next year we will be by the beach doing wonderful things in the sunshine. All right, so we are going to have our chat. And I have stolen from myself. I stole all of my features from my book blog, and we're going to mush them all up and have our conversation based on that. So we're going to start out with Words and Music Monday. So we're going to talk about some music. Then we'll move to Tuesday, which is a top 10 list. Wednesday is a chance to talk about something fun from online. Thursday, we'll talk about a book review. Friday, we will have just a random author chat. So starting with Monday, Words and Music Monday. Do you have any music that inspires your writing, that has become a book playlist, maybe theme songs for characters, any of that? Do you use music when you write, or do you do it in silence?
Oh, I need music to write 100%. And it depends. Usually I'm great with words and music. I know some authors, they can't handle like hearing lyrics, like, and it interferes, but that actually usually helps me. And I do playlists for each of my books on Spotify. I'll have the different playlists for the thematically and for all kinds of reasons. The book I just finished, sent to my editor, there's a scene in there reminiscent that refers to the Titanic movie. So I was listening to to that theme song quite a
Nice.
bit recently, doing a
Very
whole
cool.
Celine Dion reenactment.
Mhm.
But with the past 2 years and it being um such a stressful time, I found it really hard to focus, and so it wasn't doing the trick like it usually did for me. But
Okay.
what I found that worked was listening to music in French, because then I
Really?
couldn't understand the lyrics, and so I was enjoying the music, but I wasn't like, my brain was, so yeah, so I have like a whole French playlist now, French pop songs pretty much that I really like,
Wow.
that help get me through. It
That
was
is
actually
super cool.
my daughter that turned me on to it, because there's a couple of French artists that she likes, and I'm like, oh, I like that music, and so I went and looked it up, and then yeah, so it, for some reason, it helped disengage my brain to where I could focus, because yeah,
Right.
focus has been a really big struggle the past
Yeah.
2 years at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. I know when I'm working on blog stuff or coastal magic stuff, I can usually listen to soundtracks or instrumental music, but I can't usually listen to anything with words. For the same reason. My brain focuses on that instead of what I'm trying to do. And I ended up typing song lyrics, which is not good. And that would be even worse if for you guys as a writer. Can you imagine? You get a page going and all of a sudden there's like 2 or 3 lyrics to a song in the middle of it. I love the French thing though. That's super cool. Now the
Yeah,
playlist that you
like
do,
a whole bunch of artists that I, didn't ever even knew existed, that I really enjoy.
yeah, I love that. I love when you I love discovering new artists for one, but that's like an entirely new like whole world of stuff, because you start listening to French artists, then you can start listening to Italian artists or any other type. That would be really fun.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about Spotify, is how they kind of suggest, other, artists
Mhm.
for you. So if you like this, then you
Right.
can find other new ones. So
That's really cool. Now, do you post those for people to be able to access, or is it just for your
yeah,
pocket?
no, my playlists are all available to check out. So I'll have to like share a link or something, but I think all
Yeah,
my playlists are up and
yeah, we
available.
can we can absolutely put the link underneath the video. When we post a video, we
Perfect.
can put it
Yeah,
right
that
underneath there.
works.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, so moving from Monday to Tuesday. Tuesday we have our top 10 list, and that can be about you or your books or characters or places you traveled or things that made you laugh. So what do you want to share 10 things of today?
So I thought about this for a little bit, because I love lists. I like
Mhm.
absolutely adore. Actually, there is a thing on my website back in the day when I used to blog more, like a long time ago now. I actually had like a whole like thing I did about lists. I did a list. I think it was on Tuesday too. So let me think. But I did like top 10 lists all the time. Anyway, so I decided I'm going, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. See my
Okay.
Grogu, wearing my Princess Leia earrings. I
Nice.
decided do a list of top 10 favorite Star Wars quotes.
Nice. I
And
love it.
obviously, if I go back, I'll probably think of other ones that I like better, but I just did off the cuff. So the ones that I thought of immediately as being my top 10 favorites. So number one,
Fantastic.
of course, I love you. I know. The Han
Hmm.
Solo Princess Leia moment.
Right.
I love.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
top so number two, anytime they mention delusions of grandeur, which is something that I reference myself quite often when I think
Hmm.
I'm going to get, I'm going to meet this deadline. It's usually delusions of grandeur that I'm going to
Oh
get done in the amount of time I give myself.
no. Right.
Of course, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Hmm.
And it's like, you always
Yep.
know. Oh boy. Number four, you could use a good kiss. Han Solo to Princess
Uh-huh.
Leia. We have more
Right.
of that, friction between the two, the scoundrel and the princess, before
Hmm.
they actually do kiss. Speaking of the friction between, I think most of my quotes, my favorite quotes, are Leia and Han for obvious reasons. So
Right.
number five, into the garbage chute, flyboy.
Yep. Yeah.
So this one, actually, when I made my first author business cards,
Hmm.
I actually put that quote on the card. I said, into
Really?
the garbage chute, fly boy. And it was like, if you don't know what this is from, we can't hang.
Oh
It was like my first business card ever.
no. Yeah.
Number 6, fly casual. Another favorite line. And I it's like, the thing is, like, my husband and I still kind of use these in regular conversation all the
Yeah.
time. It's like, when you're trying to like be cool, fly casual, no
Mhm.
problem.
Yeah.
Number 7, and I thought they smelled bad on the outside. This is,
That
yeah,
was
hashtag
unfortunate.
on with Tauntaun. I've definitely
Mhm.
used this in moments with my life, usually with my big stinky dog.
Oh.
Number 8, I can't read my own handwriting at this point, but
Oh
so this one. Fine, everything's fine. How are you?
no.
So,
Mhm.
like, disaster is everywhere.
I think all of us are saying that these days.
Well, right, and that's that meme, but it's like, yeah, it's Han in the moment, and he's like, fine.
Mhm.
How are you? And it's
Yep.
like the moment of like, let's like divert the conversation because yes, everything's
Mhm.
on fire.
Yeah.
Speaking of number 9, it could be worse. And then of course it's worse.
Yeah.
And this last one is, where did you dig up that old fossil?
Mhm.
And this is Han talking about Ben Kenobi, of course. So yeah, 10 of
Right.
my favorite Star Wars quotes. I could probably sit there and do it all day, but those are the first 10 that I thought of. Yeah. So I'm a
Yeah.
huge Star Wars fan. I do have what I call my Star Wars office, which is wall to wall Star Wars posters, figures, paraphernalia. It's a lot of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. That's cool though. One of these days we'll have to take a tour of your office.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that sometime.
That would be
Mhm.
fun. That would be fun. Maybe we'll do that for the blog.
Okay.
All right. So moving from Tuesday to Wednesday, WWW Wednesday is something that you have seen online recently that caught your attention. So maybe it's something that taught you something or made you smile or just were you sort of surprised about it? So what has stuck with you from online in the past couple of weeks?
So there was this video that went around of a dad who filmed his 4-year-old daughter snowboarding, and he had like put a little mic on her and recorded her, just what her dialogue
Mm-hmm.
was.
I
It
saw
was
that.
so cute, and it reminded me a lot of my oldest when she was younger. But the thing that really got me was, like, there's one point where she falls over, and then she's like, before she falls, she's like singing to herself, I might fall. That's okay. We all fall
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yes, you might fail at this, you might screw up, but that's okay. It happens. We'll get up, we'll
Yeah.
keep going. So yes, she was so cute.
That's adorable. I saw that video. That was super cute. Very cute. So let's see here. That was Wednesday. Thursday are reviews. So what have you read recently that you really loved? Or if you haven't had a chance to read anything recently, do you have some things coming up soon that you're excited to get to?
So I do most of my reading via audiobooks now. It just
Okay.
helps as a way for me to disengage my writer brain. I might get my eyes a rest, and I can multitask. So
Mm-hmm.
I usually listen to an audiobook while I'm walking the dog. I just finished Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
I
fun.
enjoyed that one a lot. So I'm going to pick up the next book in the Brown Sisters series because you have to finish it out. So I'll get to E
Right.
Brown soon. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think the 2 books I'm most looking forward to coming up this in 2022 are by my Boozy Book Broads sisters. The Boozy
Okay.
Book Broads is the virtual party that a couple of my friends and I do for the bookstore Love Sweet Arrow. But I'm really looking forward to The House on After Hours on Milagro Street by uh, Angelina M. Lopez. I want to make sure I get her M in there.
Gotcha.
And that's soon, and it's about a Mexican American family in Kansas, and it's based kind of like off her own experiences growing up. So it's super cute, super sexy. If it's Angelina, it's going to be sexy. And the
Mm,
other book I'm really looking forward to is The Accidental Pinup Artist by Danielle Jackson, and
okay.
this one is about a boudoir photographer who, through, of course, a series of events, ends up being in front of the camera instead of behind it for a change. And of
Gotcha.
course, photographer is going to be like her rival, photographer, and of course Sparks Flight. And the cover is adorable and sexy and
Oh,
amazing. So yeah, so Accidental
very
Pinup
cool.
Artist and After Hours on Milagro Street. Those are my two like top two of all. There's lots of books that I could talk
Mhm.
about all the books I can't wait to read, but those are my top two.
Fantastic. Very cool. Alrighty, so and now we go to author chats, which is basically a chance to talk about anything that's happening in Melonie world. So, what have you had come out recently? What do you have coming up soon? Are you planning any other appearances anytime soon? Are you learning to knit? Are you going on vacation? What is happening in your corner of things?
I wish I was going on vacation. Yeah, my husband and I are saying like this we have to travel soon. Like we have not traveled in way too long, so we're gonna hopefully do that soon. So I just, as you know, I just turned in a book.
Yes.
Like pulled multiple all-nighters and finally crashed and burned. So that is Too Wrong to Be Right. And if all goes well with everything, the publishing world is always nebulous. It's more
Yeah.
so now than ever. So probably right around the time we have Coastal Magic next year, it will be out,
Oh,
which would be awesome and super exciting to be able to bring that right as it's
yeah, that would be great.
so Too Wrong to Be Right. It has a cockatoo, a foul-mouthed cockatoo, and an adopted hedgehog. It's a super cute book. So I'm excited.
Oh,
Um, but I also have a release coming up March 1st. It's coming out in an anthology. It is my debut seasoned romance. And a seasoned romance are books featuring main characters in their late 30s and up. So, you read more about 40s, but yeah. So I have this, it's my debut seasoned romance. It's called That's What She Shed.
oh,
And so excited. That's my story in the anthology. The anthology is called A Season for Love. It is on pre-order for 99 cents. So you can
very
get a
nice.
whole box set of books for under $1, all seasoned romances. I had so much fun. So I just wrote this kind of like to experiment. Like, okay, an
Mhm.
anthology, no pressure. It's in a whole
Right.
book set, so I can just play. But I had so much fun writing it and kind of indulging in my Gen X life and not having to
Mhm.
try and I could just write characters of my own age, and it was so
Right.
much fun. Ended up launching a series that I which is called MILFs Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh,
there are so, and it's a group of teachers. They all met when they were stuck doing the same cafeteria duty, and so
mhm.
they're ranging in age from late 30s to mid 50s, and it's so much. And they're not all moms. Some of them are cat moms, So,
Oh my
but
gosh,
yeah,
I love it. I love it.
so
That's
yeah,
amazing.
the MILFs Just Want to Have Fun series that will be launching through this box set that got it started. So that's March 1st, A Season for Love. And then yeah, I've got the next book, the next anthology from I did Tinsel and Tatas and Jingle Balls. They're charity anthologies. And
Mhm.
we're going to be announcing the next charity anthology that's coming out soon.
Oh, cool.
So fun stuff. And I can't really talk about this yet, but I will say that I am going to be writing a paranormal series under a pen name. So that's exciting.
That makes me so happy. Is
Secret
it
pen
still
name.
gonna is it still gonna be kind of light and happy and kind of
Yeah,
mischievy,
so
or
yeah,
is it
I don't really do dark. It's I feel like the world, there's so much already that's just, this is my escape. And so it will be definitely more of, the kind of like paranormal grit, contemporary wit kind of thing I like to
mhm.
say, where you're gonna get, that magic and mayhem and mischief and romance. Yeah. So not dark
Very
paranormal,
cool.
no.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I like that your stuff is so kind of light and happy and you know up. So I love the idea of that in a paranormal format.
So this is, if you've ever read Karen Marie Moning's early books, her books, the Highlander series, there
Mhm.
was a lot. I mean, there's some dark elements to it, but I think the overall flavor of those was fun. They were fun, they were sexy. They had, I know I laughed quite a bit at various
Mhm.
moments. And this is very much kind of a throwback to those kind of
Gotcha.
stories. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's cool. I read the Fever series, before I
That's
realized,
dark. That's not light.
yeah, I read the Fever series before I realized that they fed from the Highlander series,
She did.
and then
She
I
did.
never went backwards.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, I found her a long time ago when she was doing the Highlander books and fell in love with her through the Highlander books. I read, of course, all of the Fever books. And I have to, I mean, I'm not really into urban fantasy. I'm not into dark urban fantasy. I read them because they were Karen, but they're definitely not, not my favorite. I know people love them because that's kind of that those books launched her into a whole nother stratosphere. So,
Right.
but I do love the old Highlander books.
The Highlander books are on my TBR. I definitely want to go back through those because
They are
I know
enjoyable. I mean, they're just fun. They're just super fun, super sexy. There's a lot of time travel in them, so yeah.
I'm excited to know that they're lighter than the Fever series was. I didn't realize that. So that's kind of fun.
There's still, I mean, there's some, there's some like elements of like tortured soul kind of thing having to, but in general, 100%, I think they're lighter. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm excited you've got so much stuff going on. That makes me smile.
Yeah, like it's I felt like this is like, my traditional career and in traditional publishing, with traditional publishers is kind of in one lane, but I also wanted to play and have fun in the indie lane. And so that's what I've been doing a little bit, kind of trying to balance it, and because I feel like you can experiment so much more in the indie realm. So kind of play in my seasoned romance world, play with these new paranormal stories under under my pen name, and see what happens.
I think that is a fantastic idea. I love it. Well, that was a very quick covering a week. We did that fast. That was cool. So where would people find more information about you and your books and stuff? Do you have, what social media do you use, and where what's your website address?
So I'm pretty easy to find thanks to my mom naming me Melonie with an O. Growing up, it frustrated me because I couldn't find the keychain with my name on it. It was always Melonie with an O. But I'm Melonie with an O, so Melonie Johnson. Pretty much anywhere online you look for Melonie Johnson spelled with an O, you're going to find me. My website, meloniejohnson.com, Instagram, Melonie Johnson. There is another Melonie Johnson who will pop up, and she owns a casino. I'm not the casino owner.
That would be a great story, though.
She's probably like the same thing. She's like, I'm not the romance author. Like, she's like giving out her information. But yeah, so you can hashtag The Writing Lush. If you look for the hashtag The Writing Lush, you'll find me on Instagram. You'll find me on Facebook. I did start a TikTok, The Writing Lush on TikTok. I haven't done anything yet, but my goal for 2022 is to start doing more over there. I just, I had to get through finishing the book first.
And when you were talking about the books that were coming out, you mentioned your, what it was, a Boozy Babe Sister or something like that. What is that group?
Book Broad. So the Boozy Book Broads it's myself, Angelina and Lopez, and Danielle Jackson, and the three of us. We were doing all through 2021. We did a monthly virtual event on the third Friday night of every month with a different author. We had some great, so many great authors on, and it was through the romance bookstore Love Sweet Arrow, which is a Chicago area bookstore that is a mom and daughter, women-owned indie bookstore, which is fantastic. And so we did that all last year. I think we launched in like October of 2020. It was kind of a, everything is shut down, can't do anything. Let's do this as a kind of a fun night out in, is how we kind of phrased it. And this year we're kind of shifting things where we're not doing it every month. We just had a fantastic January where we had Maureen Lee Lanker from Entertainment Weekly on, and then we had Shiloh Watson from BuzzFeed on. So those were fun. And then we were taking this month off, but then next month we're back. We're back with a fantastic lineup. We're going to do a panel instead, and we have Nisha Sharma and Sonali Dev, and we have Jasmine Guillory, and we have a whole panel of authors coming on. And I will be posting about that soon. But yeah, so I'll be posting about that.
Very cool.
And we're actually going to be doing a live Boozy Book Broads event for the Chicago Spring Fling. So Spring Fling, fingers crossed, like, as you know, things can
Mhm.
change in a
Yes, they
heartbeat. You
can.
don't know.
Mhm.
But the Spring Fling conference will be in April in Chicago, and I will be there. I'll be there signing books. I will be there presenting 2 workshops and doing the Boozy Book Broads live event. So
Very cool. That's exciting. Well, I will keep my fingers crossed that everything stays okay and that you're able to do that, because that sounds like fun. All right. Well, that is going to wrap us up. We will get to see you on 1 or 2 things throughout the rest of the weekend. So that will be fun. More interesting conversation to come. And we're going to post your links for your Spotify playlists. And I'm going to post a link for your Boozy Broads thing so that we can follow along with that as well.
that's
So,
a good idea.
so I'll get that from you, and we'll make sure that all of that gets posted underneath. For those of you who are watching this first broadcast or replay, you'll have access to all of that stuff. All right, my dear, that's going to wrap us up. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat.
Thank you
I
for joining
appreciate
me.
it. No problem. We'll see all the rest of you through the rest of our virtual Coastal Magic 2022 weekend.